The Scavenger Hunt. Broadening a child's view, a lesson for children with cortical visual impairment.
We're going to be using our eyes to see. We each have 2 eyes. Where are your eyes, Aiden? We each have 2 eyes. We are going to be using our hands to touch and feel. We each have 2 of those wonderful hands. We're going to be using our ears to listen. Familiar chairs that feel the same are wheelchairs, but if you reach out, you might find something different here.
In the garden for this lesson, 2 hometown staff members from the Western Pennsylvania School for Blind Children.
Each of the treasures on your board has a special something about it. This one.
Charlotte Fisher, who is the coordinator of the Toddler Program and Early Intervention Project.
The first station is going to be right there, and that's going to be a station where we use our noses. And we're going to be
instructor Dina Petrella. They team up to improve visual skills for kids with cortical visual impairment.
Cortical visual impairment is a visual diagnosis that basically means the structure and the health of the eye is intact and structurally fine, but the children don't see normally. The damage lies beyond the eye in the brain, and especially in the cortical processing areas of the brain. So the children don't understand or process visual information typically. And then we're going to finish here and put everything away.
So to improve their visual skills, these 2 instructors who normally work with these children take advantage of the garden to help enhance the other senses. And this first adventure's lesson becomes a scavenger hunt.
So today, we are going to use all of our senses to check things out. And we're going to talk about something different. We're going to go on a scavenger hunt. Yes, a scavenger hunt is where you go and look for things. You look for things in the garden. The garden is one of their favorite places to be. And oftentimes we play here, but so much can just happen incidentally that you can't recreate in the classroom. And even though we do try and create those kind of situations, nothing's like the real thing.
You've got the shiny blue flag.
Isn't that pretty?
And like the other lessons here, music and song reinforce the lesson.
We're going on a scavenger hunt to see what we can see. We're going on a scavenger hunt, a scavenger hunt, a scavenger hunt. We're going on a scavenger hunt to feel what we can feel.
They'll search for leaves, colorful flowers, and garden herbs.
Whoa, look how big it gets.
Those sound the same.
To find a special plant that has a special smell all of its own.
They move to another spot of the garden in search of the same natural items they already touched and smelled.
All right, here we go. I'm just going to put these here, and if you guys want to, here's the one off of her board, so she's going to be looking for one that smells the same as that.
Let's see if this one has a special smell. Does that smell like that basil leaf? Huh? We hope to accomplish that the children have a very rich sensory experience here in the garden, using all of their senses. And the theme of the scavenger hunt is sameness, or finding things that are the same. So we hope to thread that concept through each of the stations during the lesson.
Let's smell this one. To be able to use all of their senses. And even though our children do have visual impairments, but to still use residual vision that they do have to learn and discover and to explore their world. But also they have their hands and their noses and their ears, and to just really take it all in, because learning really is a full body experience.
Look all around. Over here. I'll reach way over here and pull one. You tell me, does it smell the same?
Now remember what our first one smelled like.
Looks the same. Let me get the board.
That one was called basil. This is the one
It looks the same.
Let's see if it's... We're going
They
on a
continue
scavenger
throughout
hunt,
the
a
garden
scavenger hunt.
looking for the same items as on their lesson boards.
We're going to be using all of our senses, but especially we're going to be using our hands. And we're going to be touching and feeling things that are on the ground. There's lots of stuff there, but you want to be looking for something that is the same as what's on your board.
I saw the children having fun and laughing and using their hands and their sense of smell and their sense of sight to compare things and find things that are different. Touch a hand. So they had an opportunity to gather lots of good sensory information and use that to understand the objects and the items that were on their treasure hunt boards, and to make the matches and find things that were the same, either through their sense of smell or their sense of sight or their sense of touch.
Both instructors agree the sky is the limit in the garden for finding sameness via various senses and using lesson boards.
I think an amazing moment for me that was really neat was when we were smelling with one of the students, and he has just started to really eat by mouth a variety of foods. And when we smelled the basil, he was interested and went to put that in his mouth. And when we smelled the chives, the same thing. But when I gave him a leaf, nothing. And I thought, okay. And when I put it on his switch, he went right to that and said, same.
Now, find a picture of the flower. Kids find it fun. They love the adventure and the challenge of finding things in nature. It's easily adaptable for kids at all levels of school readiness, and it provides a lot of flexibility that you can adapt it specifically to meet individual needs of the students. So let's look at our board and let's find the next treasure that we're to find. Here it is at the bottom. I'm pointing to it.
It's a very flexible lesson. It can be adapted to different ages and different needs and different abilities and different strengths. So I think it's a very good lesson. Hey, look what else I found on the table. Look what that. Look what I see there. Oh, that's your help button. Nice job.